stay far away, right?
No, stay a little closer. Not that close. No. This distance. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little closer. Okay. Yep. If you're reading from something on the, are you going to read from this? Then you can tape it to this one.
Yep.
And see, I'm putting your keys in the gap area.
When do I start?
You can test
All right. This is Abigail Laney, who is a youth chaplain. I'm wearing a burgundy stole as a member of the chaplain team here at Beacon. The chaplains, ... Say it again. My pronouns are he, him. This is Abigail Laney, my daughter, who is a youth chaplain. Again? Okay. This concludes the test reading.
To conclude my story, as the windshield wipers were going, the top of the driver's side windshield flies off the car, and I can no longer see as I'm driving. So I have to pull over.
The top of the windshield, not the whole windshield?
Just like the wipers. Yeah, the part that wipes it. Fell off the car as we were driving. So then I had to park on the side of the road and have my mom had to come and save us.
Who's singing today?
A lot of people.
Chad.
The congregation is singing. The congregation is singing.
If you're reading the same
Hello, my name is Chad. I'm a person. Please stand as you're able and join me in singing a song that you will like, that everyone will love.
It's called Smoke on the Water.
I hope he knows that he's not as funny as he thinks he is.
I think he's very.
Okay.
Thank you, Izzy.
You're welcome.
God!
Good morning, my Beacon friends. So happy to be here with you today. My name is, thank you. Oh, it's so nice. Thank you. My name is Missy Rogers, she, her pronouns. I am wearing a tan and black sweater today because over the last few days, all of my bright, festive, holiday wear has been worn, and I have not had a chance to do laundry, so there you have it. I'm very happy to be here with you on our annual Beacon Poetry Service, where there is no sermon other than the one that will be woven together in your own mind as the words of poets land on your particular soil, on this particular day, in this particular time. Today, the children will be with us here in the sanctuary, although I don't see any at the moment. There is no Beacon Cafe after the service, but that doesn't mean we can't greet each other, have a few words. We can talk with each other without eating or drinking. I'm very confident we can do it. I am so grateful to each person who has played a part in making this service happen, including those of you here today and those of you joining us online. We invite you now to relax into this sacred time with an invitation from a well-loved children's poet, Shel Silverstein. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in.
Good morning, Beacon beloveds. My name is Dana Moore. I use she, her pronouns. I wear dark glasses, a purple dress, and a big smile on my face. It is such a gift to be with you on this special day before the turning of the year, this Poetry Sunday. Our service today is an invitation for you to be present, to be creative, to remember our ancestors, the wisdom that they've shared, and to choose how you will take their love, their lessons, and their legacy into the future. Today's service is an invitation to vision that world of tomorrow, one where we are practicing our values, one where we are nourishing the spirit, feeding the world, doing our good work. Will you join me in that vision, friends? Wonderful. I'd like to invite you to come and go with me to that land. Rise in body or spirit as you are able, as we sing our welcoming hymn, number 1018. Come and go with me.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be
our chalice lighting today, I will read words from John O'Donohue. And if we have someone who would like to light the actual chalice, who would like to come and actually light the chalice. It's not the easiest of jobs. I have done it before, and sometimes it's a little tricky, but you know, we can all do it. Oh, thank you, Jean. For presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder.
I'd like to invite Youth Chaplain Abby Laney to join us as we light our Kenyara. I want to acknowledge that today we have both our Kenyara on the chancel in honor of Kwanzaa and our menorah in honor of Hanukkah. We will light the Kwanzaa candle today, as is tradition. But the menorah is lit by tradition and ritual at night. And so we wish you all of the blessings and miracles of that happening as you light your flames later this evening. But I want to say, habari gani, friends? This is where you reply, Ujamaa. It is the fourth concept of Kwanzaa and means cooperative economics. Ujamaa. Can you say that with me? Ujamaa. So, habari gani, friends? Ujamaa, the fourth concept of Kwanzaa, which reminds us to create wealth within our communities, supporting, buying, and having that abundance within our communities, being able to rely on ourselves. In Kwanzaa, on our menorah, the black candle is centered and lit first to remind us of the priority of the people, the black people of America who now live and inhabit and add to our communities. The red candle is lit next to show the importance of struggle. And the green represents the good future that is forged in righteous and relentless struggle. Thus, the first people, black, then red, then green for the future, emerges from this struggle. And our fourth candle, cooperative economics. This poem comes from Gershon Wolfe and is entitled Messages of Liberation. Hopes and prayers soar in aspiration. In this season, heightened anticipation. When diverse cultures in our great nation await their holidays with eager expectation. Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa in ideation. All festivals of light. Their candles lit in jubilation, in awareness of their symbolic inspiration. Fervent flames proclaiming messages of liberation amidst the darkness of December's nocturnal hibernation. and from its accompanying spiritual malaise and dislocation, blazing a path to renew mankind's powers of imagination, rekindling our sense of wonder at God's purposeful creation.
Good morning. We will now do.
Another poem.
Do you have a poem?
We sure will. I mean, it seems Chad is ego tripping over here. But there may be a reason. And as Nikki Giovanni reminds us, I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so strong that a star that only glows once every 100 years falls to the center, emitting divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to cool my thirst in Europe. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. I am a beautiful woman. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I gazed upon the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert. With a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes, I crossed it in 2 hours. I am a gazelle, so swift. So swift you can't catch me. For a birthday present, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant, and he gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built new ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intone my loving name, all praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sewed diamonds into my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium, and the filings from my fingernails are precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal, I cannot be comprehended except by my own permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. And so what happens when we do ego trip, friends? Sometimes we can go a little overboard. And as Unitarian Universalists, we are called to center love, kindness for ourselves and each other. Chad.
Such a good transition. We'll now do 1037, We Begin Again in Love. This is a refrain and readings. And we'll start with the refrain. We'll do it twice, so I'll sing it so you can hear it, and then you can join me. And then after each reading, we will then repeat the refrain. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For remaining silent when a single voice would have made a difference.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For each time that our fears have made us rigid and inaccessible.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For each time we have struck out in anger without just cause.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For each time that our greed has blinded us to the needs of others.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For the selfishness that sets us apart and alone.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For falling short of the admonitions of the Spirit.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For losing sight of our unity.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
For those and for so many acts, both evident and subtle, which have fueled the illusion of separateness.
We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love.
I'd like to invite our chaplain and chaplain assistant, John and Abby Laney.
Good morning. John Laney, my pronouns are he and him. I'm tall, dark, and 30 years ago, handsome. This is Abigail, my favorite daughter, and my only daughter, also a youth chaplain. I'm wearing a burgundy stole, somewhat camouflaged by a burgundy shirt, as a member of the chaplain team here at Beacon. Chaplains extend the spiritual care here in our community. A candle for Himanshu Goodluck's uncle's wife in India, Anna Sua Gandhi, who passed away from complications due to heart surgery. She was 75 years old. We send prayers of comfort to the entire family. We hold Barbara Heisler in our hearts as she heals from foot surgery. A candle for all those celebrating Hanukkah and Kwanzaa in this season. And a candle for the new year and community-wide spiritual growth in 2025. Now please join us in our weekly community candle lighting. You can light a candle for your joys, sorrows, and all the in-between.
for all of our joys and sorrows, and the memories of those we love. I read these words from Maya Angelou, "When great trees fall." When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, forever formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms. Slowly and always irregularly, spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same, whisper to us. They existed. They existed. We can be and be better, for they existed.
Please join me in singing hymn 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. We'll sing this 3 times, once with the pronoun I, once with the pronoun you, and finally with we. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole.
is Izzy San Miguel Legru. I am a short, dark-haired girl. I'm wearing a camo sweatshirt and jeans. My apologies. I didn't think that I'd be speaking today. I'm going to be reading a poem called Underestimating Kindness by Lizzie Bevis. They mistake my softness for weakness, like petals scattered in storms of hurt, not seeing how deep my roots extend through layers of wisdom and lessons learned. Each kind word I choose to speak is backed by mountains moved in silence. Each tender touch I dare to give springs from battles fought with resilience. I've learned that armor weighs down the spirit. Thorns can wound the hand holding the stem, while my quiet strength flows like morning light, warming others without consuming them. So let them wonder at my gentleness. Let them question my peaceful stance, because I have found that mighty rivers flow with grace and not arrogance. In a world of sharpened daggers, I choose to be the sheltering tree, not because I cannot withstand the storm, but because I've learned to just simply be. My strength lies in understanding that my heart does not need to prove the power that sustains its caring beat and the quiet force that dares to love.
This section of the service is called the testimony, and I have to say, it always, I don't know, just makes me go like that when I hear the word, because, so I grew up in a family that really did not have any religious anything. I mean, we celebrated cultural holidays and things, but there was really no religion that I was raised with at all. And then in middle school, I started going to church with my best friend, and that was a fundamental evangelical church. And I got very involved, and through my middle school, high school, college years, that was my world, this evangelical sort of, fundamental Christian experience. And so testimony, of course, in that world is different than our testimony here at Beacon in many ways, and yet it's similar in that it's intended to be personal, right? Like the person testifying is sharing with the community something personal that is meaningful to them and something about their own experience. And after college, for most of my adult life, I went back to the church of my youth, which was none, and lived that way most of my adult life until I found myself attending a Unitarian Universalist church in California, which is where I'm from. And from the moment that I stepped into that service, I knew this was my new place where I belonged. And for many years, I heard that Unitarian Universalists are not a creedal religion, we're a covenantal religion. And in my head, over time, it took me a little while even in my head to fully understand that, but it took a lot longer for me to understand it in here, like what that really meant. And what I've come to see in the differences is the other point, testimonies being one that's different, offerings also different. In a Christian church, your offerings are to God, right? Like that's how we're taught, that we're giving of our material wealth to serve God. And here, that's not quite the same message. And that's where sort of this idea of covenantal and giving merge for me. We have a congregational covenant that we sometimes read together, that is our congregational covenant. But those of you who are involved in any of the small groups at Beacon, you will know that we also tend to create group covenants that are specific to the group we're in. They're very similar in overall tone and nature, but sort of specific. And the group itself creates a covenant for that group so that everybody has participated in the creation of that covenant and everybody can agree that that is a covenant that we will hold together. And one of the ways that I give at Beacon, in addition to the financial giving, is with my time and my energy. And I am currently on the board. And the board also has created a covenant that we use for our group and hold as our covenant. And if you don't mind, I would like to share it with you so that you know what our board of Beacon has covenanted to do. We come together to fulfill Beacon's mission out of love for our congregation. And I do love our congregation. We intentionally work to build community and trust with one another as board service is part of our spiritual growth. We hold space for difficult conversations, discomfort, and different points of view. We actively listen to each person's voice, especially centering those voices on the margin. We center our congregation's commitment to dismantling racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. We recognize, name, and work to interrupt behaviors and actions that maintain white supremacy culture. We begin discussions with appreciation, speak authentically with respect, and be willing to name our needs. We live to high standards as leaders, do our fair share of work, be prepared, present, actively engaged, ask for help when needed, and be candid regarding missed milestones. That is what your board has covenanted together. And again, going back to the top, we do it out of love for all of you. And at this time, we will take our morning offering and we invite you to give freely as you are able. The New Year by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, a compilation. What can be said in New Year rhymes that's not been said 1,000 times? The New Year's come, the old years go. We know we dream we know. We rise up laughing with the light. We lie down weeping with the night. We hug the world until it stings. We curse it then and sigh for wings. We live, we love, we woo, we wed. We wreathe our brides, we sheet our dead. We laugh, we weep, we hope, we fear, and that's the burden of the year. Know this, there is nothing can harm you if you are at peace with your soul. Know this, and the knowledge shall arm you with courage and strength to goal. Your spirit shall break free every fetter, and love shall cast out every fear. And grander and gladder and better shall be every added new year.
called the New Year. I am the little new year, ho ho. Here I come, tripping it over the snow, shaking my bells with a merry din, so open your doors and let me in. Presents I bring for each and all, big folks, little folks, short and tall. Each one from me a treasure may win, so open your doors and let me in. Some shall have silver and some shall have gold, some shall have new clothes and some shall have old. Some shall have brass and some shall have tin, so open your doors and let me in. Some shall have water and some shall have milk, some shall have satin and some shall have silk. But each for me a present may win, so open your doors and let me in.
It is the turning of the year, a time where we look back, review our year, reflect, and take inventory of all the things we have to be grateful for, all of our mishaps and missteps, our losses, our devastations, and delights. And we move into the new year. Our theme this month here at Beacon has been presence, and so I have a question for you. What does it mean to be present? What does it look like for you to be present in the new year? What love and lessons will you bring forward? What values will you commit to practicing? What world will you be present for that our children and youth will someday take up? What will they remember about your presence? I want to invite you to think about that for a moment. What does presence mean to you? And in a moment, I'm going to invite you to call out those words, single words. I'm going to invite our friends online to write their words in the chat. What does presence mean to you? And with those words, we will create some prose of our own. How does that sound? Okay. Have you got your voices on so that we can all hear you? What does presence mean to you, Abby Laney? This is the fun. Mindfulness. Mindfulness. And please, as you think of your words, call them out. Listening. Awake. Steadfast. Open-minded. Accepting. Camaraderie. Courage. Discomfort. Chorus. Peace and ease. Curious. Compassion. Calm. I wonder if we have any words from our friends online. Anything in the chat? Ooh, I'm hearing showing up. Love. Peace. And integrity, beauty. And we'll take 2 more words. Acceptance. Stillness. And now the magic happens. My friend. We will take this time that we've shared together, these words that we pour into presence, and we'll each add 3 words in at a time. From your sheet. You don't have to make them up.
Yeah,
Yes, you'll just say 3 words. And this today will serve as our beacon, prose on presence. In this beloved community, presence means mindfulness, listening, and being awake. When we are present, we are
accepting, peaceful, and loving.
When we are present, we show up as
compassionate, calm, and courageous.
presence in this community means being steadfast, open-minded, and accepting. Presence is
Stillness. Did I say curious? Curiosity. And peace and at ease.
presence is
Beauty, discomfort, and love always.
when presence becomes a challenge, may we be reminded of our camaraderie, the power of showing up and listening. And in this new year, may our presence be
full of stillness, singing from our chorus, and comfortable discomfort.
May it be so.
Amen.
Nice job. You are all poets. What a gift to create together. Friends, with this in mind, with these words of our heart and our hopes for the future, we are journeying toward spiritual wholeness together. We may not know what that world will look like, but we have agreed, we have covenanted together to go. Will you come with us? If so, please rise in body or spirit and sing with us our closing hymn, number 1020, in your teal hymnals, Woyaya, which means we are going. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will.
And it'll be hard, we know, and bo ya ya yee ya ya ya.
Let us remain standing and join hands together. Beloveds, in our time together and as we broach the turning of the year, let us remember to take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Let us be consoled in the secret symmetry of our souls. And may we experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. May it be so and carry us through our years.
Thank you, John.